Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dhanavad.
Om Ajnanatimidandasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupah Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Tapadakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Sri Vishakanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So I welcome all of you for today's session. Śraddhā and Śaranāgatī session number 8. It's 8, no? 8th class actually. It's a session number 8. So we'll be continuing our discussion. Yes, about the Śraddhā. We'll be coming to know some more points, some more details. So let me share my screen. So from the last class, question and answer session, so from that I understood that most of the students also understood. So what is pure Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti? So the definition is, I hope actually it's clear for almost all of you. And also we added the extra point. So what is that? Sheelanam is the 2 types, Pravritti Rupa and Nivritti Rupa. And also it is can be categorized into Cheshta Rupa and Bhava Rupa. Then total it is 4. So then I said Bhava Rupa we are not taking. So then how many combinations are possible? Pravritti Rupa Cheshta, Nivritti Rupa Cheshta. So Pravritti Rupa Cheshta means doing activities for Krishna, so with pleasing mood, to please him. Also Bhakti means not doing activities to Krishna for pleasing him is also devotion. So not doing activities, so which are for Krishna to please him. So for example, Krishna doesn't like, that means example he wants to, that means offer, he is asking us to offer patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati. So he's asking to offer that and not to offer any other things like such as meat and so and so. And if you don't do that, then Krishna will be pleased. So that means doing directly, so not doing directly for Krishna. So not doing the activities directly for Krishna to please him is also comes under the pure devotion, not the indirect activity. That means not doing the indirect activities for pleasing Krishna is eliminated by the Gnana Karma Dhanavrita. Okay, so this is the thing you have to note it. So that means if you take the complete definition of Anyabhilasha Sunyam Gnana Karma Dhanavritam Anukulya Krishna Anusilana. Anusilana means now if you take the Pravritti Rupa and Nivritti Rupa, and Nivritti Rupa means not doing the activities. Nivritti Rupa Chesta means not doing the activities for what? For Krishna, to please him. For example, so this is also that means Anushilnam is two types, I said, na? Indirect activities can be two types, indirect and direct activities. So that means like doing direct and indirect activities is possible. Similarly, not doing the direct activities, not doing the indirect activities, it is also possible. So there the not doing the indirect activities for Krishna is removed by the Gnana Karma Dhanavritam. Similarly, not doing the indirect activities also will be removed by the Gnana Karma Dhanavritam. So okay, so this is the point I request all of you to note this. So anyway, now, so I am going further discussion about the Śraddhā. Who can do pure Vaidhi sadhana bhakti? So who can do? For that, what we need? We need some kind of mental setup. What kind of? That means some commitment is needed. That means I will be serving Krishna only directly with the direct activities. And I don't have any faith on other systems. And I have faith on only, so doing the direct activities for pleasing him without any other motivation. So it is the pure devotion for that committing. So it means without other desires, 24 hours doing direct service for Krishna. So not having the faith in karma and jnana. So one should not having faith in karma or jnana and so on. So this is the pure devotional. That means pure Vaidhi sadhana bhakti. This is a pure Vaidhi sadhana. For doing this kind of thing, what you need? You need the commitment actually. Yes, we need the commitment. And how to get that commitment? How to commit? How people can commit? How one can commit? So to do pure Vaidhi sadhana bhakti, how it is possible? So for that, one should understand the first and foremost thing is what? What is pure Vaidhi sadhana bhakti should understand. Okay, that understanding is needed actually. That means there are so many conditions are there. If you don't have understanding, how you can do that? So that's why what is pure sadhana bhakti? That understanding is very much important. Like if you want to repair a cycle, or if you want to repair a motorbike, you should know. So what is the meaning of repairing actually? And repairing itself, you don't know how you can do. So anything if you want to do, you know what is that? You should know what is that. So that's why cooking, if you want to do, So you should know what is cooking. Similarly, if you want to do pure Vaidhi sadhana bhakti, you should know what is pure Vaidhi sadhana bhakti. So that we understood actually. And so one should understand the definition of pure Vaidhi sadhana bhakti. Then after that, one should understand the axioms of pure sadhana bhakti, pure devotion. These axioms of pure devotion are nothing but the conclusions of Shastra. Okay? Because what are the axioms are needed to so understand, you understood what is pure sadhana bhakti, and to understand that from the, that means core way, that means from the, or otherwise in a deeper way, you should also understand so the axioms of the pure devotion. For example, Anyabhilasha Sunyam Gnana Karma Janavruta Anukulen Krishna Anuselanam. Here we should serve only Krishna. So why we should serve only Krishna? You understood pure sadhana bhakti. Then after understanding, you'll be getting so many questions. What pure sadhana bhakti definition is saying? One should do 24 hours direct devotion for the Krishna to please him without any other desires. After hearing, you will be getting the thousands of questions actually. So why I have to serve Krishna only? Why not the Shiva? Why not the Brahma? Why not my mother and my parents? Then you have to understand. That means to understand pure devotional service and to accept that understanding and to believe that understanding. To believe, that means to put belief in that understanding. You need to understand so many things, which are nothing but the axioms of pure devotion or otherwise conclusions of the scriptures. Yeah, Shastra is saying, what is that axiom? Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is an axiom of the pure devotional service. That is needed. Since Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, so that's why we should Krishna Anuselanam. So Krishna word is there. Then you'll get the why Krishna only? How can you understand Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead? How we can understand this? How we can accept this? So understanding, so accepting should happen. So next, Gnana Karma Janavrutam means you should not do any indirect activities. Even you should not do any indirect activities because the nature of the soul is what? Is a direct servant of the, it is a direct servant of Krishna. It is not indirect servant. Directly, so by Swarupa, by constitutional position, it is servant of the Krishna. So that's why all its activities should be for Krishna. So then how can we accept this? You might be having so many questions on this. So then you should accept that, you should understand the axiom, Krishna Nityadas. So Jivatma is a servant of Krishna. And to understand this conclusion, you have to systematically study the scriptures. So what is Jivatma? What is body? And all these differences. And why Jivatma is only Krishna's part and parcel? Why not the others? How it is possible? So many questions will come. That means understanding you did pure devotional service, definition of pure devotion. But to accept that fully and to put belief in that and to commit for doing that, you need to believe. If you get belief, then you can commit for that. But to get belief, you need to understand. So the conclusions of the Shastras or the Shastra you should hear. Okay. So then only you'll get the, when we do that, while understanding the conclusions of Shastra, then what you'll be getting the lot of doubts. How can you say we are the soul? How can you say we are not this body? Till now we are thinking I means this body. And you'll be getting the questions on this. So then all these questions has to be removed actually. So that means these doubts, whatever is coming while understanding all these things, so has to be removed. So some doubts you may get because of ignorance. Some doubts you may get because of ignorance, because you don't know. So logical explanation of what is body and what is the soul. And you don't know. So how this soul is part and parcel of the Krishna, that you didn't hear. Now in the Shastra, it is systematically explained. When you hear that, then that doubt will be clear. But sometimes you may not get the belief in those words. Achha, that means example, bhakti. About the glories of bhakti you are hearing. So one time holy name if you hear, then that is going to destroy all the, that means sins which are going to happen in future also. Past, present, future also. You may not, that means so many things Shastra is saying, you may not get the belief on those words. Those looks very, you may believe Shastra, but you may feel this may not directly we should take, but we should take the interpreted meaning. So such a way of thoughts also, doubts also will come. These are all because of what? These are all because of some kind of offensive mentality you have. Definitely we have. So that's why doubts because of ignorance also will come. Doubts because of some kind of offensive mentality we develop. So in the early stages of bhakti, so you might be having this kind of offensive mentality also. So then doubts due to offensive mentality, that means you are not ready to accept that point. And then how to remove these things? So that means to make you to fully understand the axioms or the conclusions of the scriptures, so that you will be fully putting belief in the definition of pure devotion, and then you are fully committing yourself to do the pure devotion. That should reach. So for that, so these are all obstacles actually. These questions or doubts are the obstacles. Then how to remove those? So that means, so some sentences which are said by the Shastra, you are not ready to accept that. So such a things also are possible. Then what is the solution? Then that's why the krupa of the pure devotees is very much needed. The influence of the pure devotees is very much needed to remove such a offensive mentality. So such a offensive mentality to not to accept. So it's not that every Jivatma is ready to accept the definition of the pure devotion service. It's not. Then what is stopping for them? One may be the ignorance. Second is what? Their offensive mentality actually. Their offensive mentality. This offensive mentality may be various degrees. So it can be like a gross, and then some powerful sadhu mercy or power is needed. Or sometimes it is very light also. Even just easily you can convince, you can explain to them. Okay. So that's why there is a need of, to overcome these doubts, we need definitely the mercy of pure devotees. And also you have to do some sadhana. When you do some sadhana, so then by what? Then you are able to destroy that offense, and you are able to grasp the meaning which is said there, which is said in that sentence. So that will lead to the developing the understanding on pure devotion. So, and when you do the bhajan, one more thing. So you will be getting some kind of taste actually. Ruchi also is produced. So what is the role of ruchi then? Only understanding everything? No. Ruchi also is very important thing. It will also play a role. So since bhakti process, when you start hearing the glories of the bhakti, and when you are trying, you are traveling towards the developing the full Śraddhā, that means belief in the in the definition of pure devotional service. So that is nothing but Śraddhā, developing full belief in the definition of pure devotional service. So towards that, so you are traveling. So for that, so your doubts you will removed by associating the devotees and hearing from them. So whatever ignorance is there, that will be removed by hearing from them. And some offenses are there, those will be removed by their mercy or otherwise by your sadhana. And one more thing, when you are hearing from them about the glories of the Lord, so that itself is a devotional process. And that is making you to get some taste. Yeah, it's really because Krishna, Jivatma naturally is inclined to enjoy. So in hearing the pastimes of the Lord, the tendencies are there in Jivatma's in the Swarupa. That means in the Jivatma Swarupa is a minute, is an infinitely small, this particle. So Swarupa, if you see, it is inherently, it is having inherent nature of relishing the bhakti process, or the glories of the Lord, or glories of the bhakti. So that's why, so that taste, whatever is there, that means that is also varies based on that is covered by the offenses. So if you have less offenses, then you'll be getting the less taste, more taste. And if you have more offenses, then less taste. So now these basic taste, whatever you are developing, that will help you to hear and again. So that will not make you this whole understanding about the pure devotion is a dry subject matter. No. So because that Śraddhā, that taste, not Śraddhā, that taste is there actually. So that's why this ruchi is also helping you. You'll be going here and again and try to understand. Yes, let me understand. But if you have so many offenses, then you don't feel any taste in that. This is also one more obstacle actually. One thing is obstacles, the offenses will lead to the more and more doubts and not helping you to develop faith or they belief in the shastric injunctions. And then you cannot understand the pure devotional service. That is one thing. Another thing is, if you have a very much offenses, strong offenses, then ruchi, that means you will never feel any ruchi, taste to hear and again. You will never feel to come to the next class. As a boring. Because the offenses are there in the heart very strongly. And that offenses will lead to the material attraction. What are the 5 results of the offenses? There are the 5 results of the offenses. Very important to note. One is the kutilata, that means hypocrisy. Second is ashraddha. Third one is material attraction. Fourth one is shaitilyam, that means bhakti process will become bhakti. There is no sitalata, that means it's completely like if you keep a house for the many years, so it is not a proper place to live. Shaitilya, that means falling, everything is keep on falling. Like that bhakti is also is just becoming to fall. Our fifth one is getting the ahankara, bhakti kruta ahankara. These are the 5 offenses. One is what? Material attraction. So material attraction will pull you actually and not allow to understand deeply into the subject matter, the injunctions of the Shastra, and no taste in hearing about the glories of the bhakti. And if you don't understand glories of the bhakti, you will not get the belief in that. And if you don't believe the bhakti, then you cannot understand. That means you cannot believe in the definition of pure devotional service. You cannot believe that also. You should hear carefully. Belief and understanding are 2 different things. First, you should understand, then after that, believing in that also. So sometimes one may understand, but he will not get belief. I am saying that next thing. So one is understanding all the scriptures nicely and all the axioms, everything, and meaning also. Pure devotional, so the definition of pure devotional service also you understood. But still there is no belief. If belief is there, then immediately you will do that. Belief, there is no belief, there is no Śraddhā. Why? That is also cause of the offenses. Even one is in the association of pure devotees. If anyone understand pure, so pure Vaidhi sadhana bhakti, so one may understand pure Vaidhi sadhana bhakti. So his faith on other systems is finished. If you properly understand the pure devotional service, so pure Vaidhi sadhana bhakti, if your definition of pure Vaidhi sadhana bhakti, if you understand, and if you believe in that, then automatically, so what will happen? All that means his faith on other systems is finished, and he will be simply focusing on the doing that. But after understanding pure devotional service also, one is not able to commit himself to do that. And also is understanding from the scriptural injunctions also, through the axioms of the conclusions of the scriptures also, he understood actually very deeply. But still one is not able to commit for that, to do pure devotional service. So that why he is not getting the commitment? That means he is not getting the belief in that. So then what is that reason? That is also obstacle is, the obstacle is what? So offenses actually. Offenses will be stopped. Everything you know, but you cannot do. So from this, what we are understanding, pure Vaidhi sadhana bhakti means doing 24 hours direct service for Krishna. So without any other motives. So for pleasing him. So doing these activities, for doing these activities, what you need? You need the mind setup. That means some kind of belief. That means you need the belief in that. That is nothing but the Śraddhā. So that's why Śraddhā is nothing but what? Is just a function of our intelligence. Śraddhā is not the part of the performing the pure Vaidhi sadhana bhakti. No, it's not part of that. It is a separate thing. Śraddhā is what? Is the qualification of the person who is going to do pure Vaidhi sadhana bhakti. So, but Śraddhā, that means such a commitment or such a belief. So, he is different from the bhakti. This is the point I want to make you all. To make you understand this, I will give you an example. So there is an animal is there. Animals. Now I am going to ask a question. Animals can do pure Vaidhi sadhana bhakti or not? Animals can do pure Vaidhi sadhana bhakti or not? So raise the hands. Now debate will go on. Animals can do pure Vaidhi sadhana bhakti or not? Okay, Virendra Kumar Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dharmatna. Animals can do Vaidhi sadhana bhakti Prabhu because they are in ignorance and I mean basically they don't know anything.
Okay, I'm not able to hear more clearly. Okay, no problem. So next is Vikas Prabhu.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Hmm.
Rather than I answer, I had a question which I attempted.
Okay, you will take
No,
later.
hold on, Prabhuji. For Vaidhi, I attempted to understand the meaning of this word 2 days ago also, but my turn did not come. I still do not know the meaning of the term Vaidhi.
Acha. So here what we are doing, we are understanding the conclusions of the Shastra, which are nothing but the axioms of pure devotion. So based upon that, the definition of pure devotional service is defined, and that's why we are doing the pure devotional service. That means what? For doing the pure devotional service, what is the strength? Where we are getting the strength? From the conclusions of the Shastra. So you are getting the strength to do Vaidhi sadhana bhakti. So sadhana bhakti, that means pure sadhana bhakti. So since we are doing pure sadhana bhakti on the strength of the Shastric injunctions, we don't have such a love. So every minute, let me do the bhakti, only bhakti, direct service. Such a ruchi we didn't develop actually. We didn't develop such a ruchi. So, but we are from the beginningless, we are in this material world. And for us, Sadhu came into our life and he started telling about the absolute truth in the form. He is nothing but the Krishna. And he is telling based upon the scriptures about that absolute truth. And he is explaining, oh my dear, you are not the body, you are the servant of the Krishna. And you are so and so, so and so. So your main duty is, your one and only duty is serving him, directly serving him. So he is saying all these based upon the scriptures. Injunctions of the scriptures, and you are believing that injunctions of the scriptures, and on the strength of the injunctions of the scriptures, if you are going to do sadhana bhakti, pure sadhana bhakti, then it is known as Shuddha Vaidhi sadhana bhakti.
Is this word?
It's not that you have complete, so full taste, and you don't need any kind of the injunctions, shastric injunctions. The strength, the force or the strength from the shastric injunctions you don't need, but you have natural taste to do bhakti. 24 hours, not the 1 hour or half an hour. 24 hours, to do 24 hours bhakti, direct devotion. If you have the natural taste, then that is known as Raganuga sadhana bhakti. Shuddha Raganuga sadhana bhakti.
Right.
That we are not discussing here.
Understand.
Because it's rare to find such a Jivatma. Right. And that is not at all, that means much discussed in our book also. It is discussed in the Nectar of Devotion. But that is very rare. How many are there? It's very rare to find. For them, actually, taste is their natural taste. And they will be, and because of that taste, they develop Śraddhā and the Bhakti. And that Śraddhā is different. That Śraddhā we are not discussing. Okay, so that's not possible. We have taste, but that is only just half an hour or 1 hour we can hear. That's all. That much taste we have. So if we don't have any taste, because our taste is covered with the offenses, severe offenses. Naturally, Jivatma is meant for enjoying the pastimes of the Lord. That is the natural tendency of the Jivatma. But why it is not coming out now? Why it is not exhibited now? Because of the offenses. So now the next solution is what? Now you have to hear the injunctions of the Shastra, and you are rascal, not you, just saying Shastra. So you have to hear us, and Shastra is saying, and we are the highest pramana, and we are that means Veda Stuti, if you see, we are the highest pramana, and whatever we say, that is only the truth. And that truth is nothing but Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead, and you are the lowest. And you have nothing to do, nothing in this material world. And your only duty is serving. Like that, they are telling on that strength, on the injunctions. We say those are all injunctions of the Shastra. On that strength, we are doing the sadhana bhakti. Then that is known as
Shuddha Vaidhi.
Vaidhi sadhana bhakti.
So Vaidhi looks like the term which also has a synonym vidhi, according to.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
It's coming from.
Okay, Prabhu, let me go for my question, okay?
Thank you.
So I think you understood the thing. So next, Sam Sundari Mataji. Animals can do Shuddha Vaidhi sadhana bhakti or not? First, try to understand what is the Shuddha Vaidhi sadhana bhakti. So that means pure devotional service. Whatever we discussed in the definition of pure devotion, that kind of bhakti animals can do or not. Acha, unmute.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Please accept my obeisances. Yes, this definition for Shuddha Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti is Anyabhilashita Shunyam Jnana Karmadhyanavritam Anukulena Krishna Shilanam Bhakti Ruttama. So, animals how will animals do Krishnanushilanam? Because they don't understand who is Krishna. And Anyabhilashita is not possible because their only Abhilasha is to satisfy their self. How will they do how it is possible for them?
So from this now people can easily say, but animals can do bhakti or not? Tell me.
Yes, they can do hearing. If some katha is going inside, although they don't understand, but hearing is there. So I don't know whether I'm right or not, but I feel it is possible. Hearing is possible for animals. No?
It's possible. Huh? Okay, we'll hear from some more devotees. Let us hear from them also. Suchandra Prabhu. If you people clearly understand this thing, then Śraddhā part will be over. That means you will understand what is Śraddhā. So animals can do Suddha Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti or not?
Hey Krishna Prabhu, that's not Prabhupada. So, Prabhuji, for Shuddha Vedic Sadhana Bhakti, right, we need to have a focused mind actually. And animals do not have a focus and control mind. And also we need to have an intelligence also, right, to perform those direct activities for the Lord, perform, and they do not have that higher intelligence. So they cannot, definitely they cannot perform the Vedic sadhana bhakti. It's a sadhana. It's not kripa or something. It's a sadhana bhakti.
Okay, you leave it. That means animals can do Suddha Sadhana Bhakti or not?
Suddha Sadhana Bhakti, no.
Why?
Why? That's not probably. First, two things. They don't have intelligence. What is required to perform sadhana? Because we need to have the understanding of the final conclusions of the Shastra. And animals cannot have that. So that means the entry point for Shuddha Vedic Sadhana Bhakti is Śraddhā, which is through the final conclusions of the Shastras.
Don't go for Śraddhā, these words. Don't confuse.
Okay.
To so make you understand Śraddhā, I'm asking this question, and you are using this Śraddhā. You go to such a common level, take a human being and take an animal. So, and now you try to see the thing. That means Suddha Sadhana Bhakti means what? Sanyabhilasha Sunni Gnana Karmadhyanavrtu Anukulena Krishnanusilanam Bhaktiruttama. So this is the thing. Right. This is not possible in the case of animal. You are saying why it is not possible? Take the definition and explain.
So, like Shuddha Sadhana Bhakti is Jnana Karma Anavritam, right? They are not. None of them they are performing actually, and to do that they need to have the understanding of the Shastras, na? So Jnana Karma Navritam, they should be performing 24/7 continuous direct service to Krishna, and they don't have that intelligence, right? So they're not performing direct service to the Lord. So yeah, it is straightforward.
No,
I don't see any issues.
Yeah, okay, Prabhu. So I understood actually. Sam Sundari Mataji already told answer. Just I am trying to get more clarity actually. Mukunda Murari Prabhu.
That because animals do not have enough intelligence to understand, then each point in the definition, you need intelligence to understand.
Yes.
So once he doesn't have intelligence to understand, he does not know Anukulena. What is the meaning of Anukulena? Krishnanushilanam. He doesn't know Gyan Karma Anavritam. So having no intelligence to understand this, how can he perform Shuddha Sadhana?
Yeah. So anyway, that is only the answer. Just everyone is saying fine. So that means animals cannot do Suddha Sadhana Bhakti. So Vaidhi, I am adding the word Vaidhi because here Sadhana Bhakti is done on the strength of the injunctions of the Shastra. Because here Śraddhā, the requirement for the sadhana bhakti is developed from where? From the understanding the scriptures. So that means conclusions of the scriptures. So which is nothing but the axioms of the pure devotion. So which are nothing but the definition of this pure devotion. So that's why my point is animals don't have intelligence. Scriptures are not meant for the animals. It is clearly said by the Shastra. So scriptures are meant for the human beings. Even scriptures also mostly not practiced by even the higher species also, because they are always in the mood of enjoyment. They also don't have much time to read the scriptures. Animals don't have enough intelligence to understand. Only the most fortunate jivas in this universe, who are those? Human beings are the most fortunate, so jivas, and they have sufficient intelligence, and also they have the, so they have time, because so like higher species like the Swargavasis, they have the all the time enjoyment, party. So all the time to do party actually. So that's why you don't have any time to do other reading of the scriptures. So that's why even Prahlad Maharaj and other rishis also, so in the Bhagavad you can find, that means Manushya Janma is the most, actually is the fortunate. So these human beings have the sufficient intelligence to understand the definition of the pure devotion, which is nothing but the conclusion of all the scriptures. And we can rectify using that intelligence of our doubts. And then, we need the understanding and belief. We need the understanding and belief in pure devotion. So then only we can do pure devotion. Otherwise, like animals, anukulyena, that means, like example, rightly saying that's Mukunda Murari Prabhu. So anukulyena, that means doing activities to please the Krishna. It is not possible for those animals. They don't have. So that's the intelligence. Ahara nidra bhayamaitununcha samanyameta pasubir naranam. This is the tendency of the animals. Ahara, they have intelligence. We don't say they don't have intelligence. They have intelligence to ahara nidra bhayamaitunum. So how to eat, that means how to earn their food, and how to protect themselves, how to sleep, and how to do sex. This much intelligence they have. And human beings also have. But this is common to both. But dharmo hitesham adhiko vishesha. Human beings have the higher intelligence than the animals. And that's why, so to do pure devotion, we need understanding and belief. That is nothing but the Śraddhā. So that's why Śraddhā is needed. Śraddhā is nothing but what? Understanding of the scriptures, conclusions of the scriptures, which are needed to understand the pure devotion, definition of pure devotion. So that's why Śraddhā is not part of the bhakti. It is just a vritti of the intelligence. Is a function of the intelligence. Now you understood? Śraddhā is nothing but function of the intelligence, which is not possible in the animals because they don't have intelligence. Okay, so this is the point, you should note it. On the third day or fourth day, I said Śraddhā is nothing but dhi vrittihi. I said dhi vrittihi. Śraddhā means dhi vrittihi. That means it's a function of the intelligence. So now come to the point. Animals can do the devotion or not? They can do devotion, but they cannot do pure devotion. How they can do devotion? Like a fly is there, some fly, so like the mosquito, he just, that means just in the deity room, so it is just circumambulating towards the Lord, like this. Devotion happened by it. You can't say that it is not a devotional activity, because in the Shastra you have seen it's a direct devotion actually. That means animals can do sakshat bhakti so easily. It is possible in that species also. So like example, then rat is there. So whatever the remnants of the Lord is left over there. So they go and take and eating the prasadam, then that's why that is equal to. So it's a direct devotional service because they don't have any offensive mentality. Anukulita, you may ask, where is that? I'm not saying the pure devotion. I am saying the devotion, direct devotional activity is possible or not. That is possible. Sakshat bhakti is possible or not? Is possible. Like you see, one more thing. In the Puranas also we hear one story. Then one in the Kartik Masa, so one rat, so lamp is offered. That's a ghee lamp. And this rat is out of greed to eat the ghee. So it put into the mouth actually, that wig. Immediately that struck in his teeth. And it was just, that means his structure is not coming out. It is jumping in front of the Lord with that glowing wig. So then that rat got the Sukriti. What kind of Sukriti? Offering a lamp in the month of Kartik. Understood? So that's why this is a direct devotion. So that's a devotional activity is possible even in any species. Yat syat sarvatra sarvada. That means bhakti is possible in all the species in any time. Even in the sleep also it is possible. Even in the awakening stage also it is possible. Even in the Sushupti also it is possible. Even in it is possible in the material world, spiritual world. It is possible in the Swarga, Naraka, anytime, anywhere, any body. It is possible. But Shuddha Sadhana Bhakti, we need Śraddhā. Śraddhā, that means we need the single-mindedness. Vyavasayatmika buddhi. Vyavasayatmika buddhi, it is buddhi actually. So intelligence. So we need such a single-pointed intelligence. So to do that only, not to do other activities which are on the different platforms, on the bodily platform or otherwise on the soul platform. So activity should not be done. So that's why now my point is, so Śraddhā is nothing but what? It is not the part of the devotional activity. It is the part of it is nothing but understanding and belief. That's all. Understanding and belief. That's why the definition of Śraddhā is Shastrartha Vishwasaha. So I wrote just here, maybe I don't know, some editing problems with me there. So the main reason is they don't have intelligence actually. So, and one more thing, yes, even if you don't have faith, devotion, that means that's why devotional activity is different, faith is different. So how to develop faith, I already explained. There the association of pure devotees, so and so will be there, and removal of anarthas also will be there. Finally, you will be getting the full understanding on the pure devotional definition of pure devotional service. And then you are committing for that, and then you are believing that, then you will be doing the only pure devotion. So that's why Śraddhā is the entry door only to the pure devotion. It is not part of the bhakti. That means pure devotion. It's not part of the pure devotion. Pure devotion means what? Direct devotional activity. That means Shravanam, Kirtanam. These are all the activities. So in the Shastra, it is said that even if you do devotional activity without Śraddhā, also it is. That's why since it is not part of the bhakti, if any devotional activity happens, so without Śraddhā also, it can give the result. That is we are going to discuss. You are understood? Śraddhā and Bhakti, Shuddha Bhakti, both are different. So even that means Bhakti to give result, Śraddhā is must. No, it's not necessary. Example, in the case of rat doesn't have any Śraddhā. So, but devotional activity happened by it, and result came. In the next life, that rat became the queen and practiced, continued the devotion with that. The devotion is continued. That means you are seeing the result of the devotion. So I will explain this. I hope there is no confusion here till now. Any confusion, Prabhu? Any confusion?
Prabhuji, just can I ask?
Prabhuji, a confusion.
Who is that?
So we can do devotion with Chara.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Can you, who is that? Can you tell name?
Lakshmi Narayan. Prabhuji.
Lakshmi Narayan, Prabhu, tell me.
Prabhuji, sorry to go a little back actually. For example, I do devotion continuously, but I get sick, When I get sick and maybe severely sick, or suppose I'm going on a road to perform devotional service, but on the way I just I see that accident is happening. It is about to happen. That time, I pray to God, okay, protect me. Then I will be asking something for me actually. So the direct relation will be broken that time. So, and such activities happen actually with the so what to understand of this, that our pure devotion is broken when I get sick. I cannot do devotion actually. So I seek that my sickness should
No,
go
it's
away.
not broken. It's not
I
broken.
only explain.
Because sometimes you may go to coma. Simple example. Okay? It's best, na? You went to coma.
No, even before going to coma, for example,
You may think.
it happened with me that I was going on in a car, and I somehow got protected. But I was seeing that the accident is about to happen. It did not happen, but at the time of that instance, I was just thinking that how can I, save me. So that is a swartha. That means.
Okay.
So kindly, in that respect, sometimes pure devotees, I'm not a pure devotee, but sometimes pure devotee are in this situation. So he should not seek from God that, okay, I should get right.
One exception is there actually. Because sadhana bhakti we do by body, mind, and speech. Okay? By body, mind, and speech, all these three are what? These three are body or not?
Yes.
Body,
Yes.
mind, and speech. Activity doing by body, mind, and speech.
Yes.
Body, mind, speech, all comes under what? Body only, ultimately.
Yes. Yes.
So that's why this excuse is there. If it is not there, then can you do any sadhana bhakti?
So no.
It's impossible, no?
It's
Only for that, actually. If anyone asks the desire, that means to serve the only in the case actually, in the Sandarbha side actually, Rupa Goswami, Jiva Goswami says, only the just, so they seek the health actually, good health for doing the service. No other dependencies actually. Only this. Then this is allowed actually.
Okay.
Anyabhilasha Sunni is not broken there.
Okay.
Because it is not there, then we cannot do sadhana also. Na?
Yes.
Only this.
Sorry to my question may be stupid, Prabhuji, but
No, this is the answer, Prabhu.
Okay,
Hello.
Okay, thank you, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
प्रभु ऐसे सब लोग बोलेंगे तो कंपटीशन हो जाएगा कुछ समय के बाद. मैं जस्ट एक को छोड़ दिया अभी. तो if that means everyone will keep on speaking voluntarily. So now let me choose. So questions are there. Rameshwari Mataji.
Hare Krishna,
Shraddha
Prabhuji.
is different from the pure devotion. This is clear or not?
Yes, it is clear.
Okay, then put down the hand.
No, but one thing is needs to be asked. One thing, like I have Shraddha in what you said, okay, but still there is something chanting is pure, okay, pure direct devotional service. So we can chant without Shraddha also, okay, according to this. So now in the 10 offenses, it is given that if somebody is going to chant for a long time and not having faith, then still maintains material attachment. So that is more like you don't have faith. Like we saw that previously, material attachment also. So like that, if he maintains, that means without faith, then it is an offense, no? So at some point, faith is important, or like how long I can go on like this, because it just looks like an excuse, okay, you chant like without faith, and then like, so maybe you are going to elaborate more or something on this side. just putting my
Okay,
question.
trying to understand your point actually. You are taking to the another side actually. I am not. I am just seeking the some unclarified thing is there, but you
Okay.
took to the another topic.
Okay, maybe that's
So
what I thought.
can I
Maybe.
take this after the class?
Yes.
After 8 o'clock?
Yes.
So I can take, because it will take the whole discussion into a different route actually. So I will definitely take your questions. So please remind me. So now I am just asking the hands to raise if they didn't understand the Shraddha is different from the pure devotional service, pure sadhana bhakti. So this point is clear or not? If it is not clear, so then I want to hear from them. Okay, Suchandra Prabhu.
Hey, Krishna Prabhuji. Prabhuji, I actually wanted to get the clarity of some example. Like there is a person who has no faith, but then that person is performing Anyabhilashita Shunyam Jnana Karma, whatever we discussed, right, Prabhuji? But without faith, that person is fulfilling the complete definition of Anyabhilashita Shunyam. So is that person performing Shuddha Vedic Sadhana Bhakti or not? And he has no faith, but.
Wait. You have to reframe your question. So faith is there. That means faith means what? So faith is nothing but the I have to do 24 hours direct devotion for Krishna without other motivations to satisfy him. So in this belief he might be having. That means faith is having. But this faith may not be derived from the what? From the understanding of scriptures. That means when we say this definition, people generally get why I have to worship Krishna only, why I should worship, so why I should not work for my body. Why? So like this kind of questions will come now. So this kind of questions will come, and then he will be going for the Shastra and understanding conclusions, and then finally, so he is confirming his faith. That means, yes, I should do Shuddha Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti. Because he understood and from the scriptures and his position and Lord's position, and he is fully believing to do Shuddha Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti. But faith may come in another way also. Because I like my grandfather so much. My grandfather, in the end of his life, day and night, 24 hours, he is doing the direct service to Krishna to please him. So I like my grandfather, and I am also doing that. 24 hours, now also I will do that. And you fully, that means doing the 24 hours direct devotion for Krishna to please him only, without any other desires, because your grandfather did. And you like your grandfather, and you have full faith on your grandfather. So then this kind of faith actually, that means he is also doing the Shuddha Sadhana Bhakti. But this kind of faith is Balatkruta Śraddhā. Balatkruta Śraddhā. Forced faith. Forced faith.
Okay.
Are the Laukika Śraddhā, or otherwise Loka Parampara Jata Śraddhā. It has several names. Loka Parampara Jata Śraddhā, or otherwise Laukika Śraddhā, or otherwise Balatkruta Śraddhā.
Okay. So, this was exactly my question. If it is like all this faith, right, like forced faith and all, but the person is still satisfying the definition of Anyabhilashita Shunyam. So, is that person's performing pure devotional service or not?
Can you come again?
So, as you rightly explained, right, like my grandfather was doing 24/7 Krishna consciousness. Basically, he was performing Anyabhilashita Shunyam. And now, because I have so much affection with my grandfather, he said, "Me son, you also do it." And I'm doing it. I don't have understanding of the final conclusions of the Shastra and all, but I have a connection with my grandfather. So because I have that connection with my grandfather.
Some others actually. Please mute all of you. Mute. Yes, Prabhu. Suchandra Prabhu.
So because I have strong connection with my grandfather, I just take his instruction and follow Anya Bilahita Shunyam. But I have no faith and understanding of the conclusion of the Shastras. So in this case, is that person performing pure devotional service or not?
Yeah, it's a pure devotional service because condition is satisfied. Na? He is doing without any other desires, 24 hours direct devotional activities for Krishna. So other motivations, condition is satisfied. Then he's a pure devotion he's doing. He's a pure devotee, he's Ananya Bhakta. But is there here?
That's what I know, Prabhuji.
What is that? But anyway, I am going to discuss. But so the point is, so such a devotee, you may not expect actually. So that means you may not expect good conduct actually. Apiche suduracharo bhajate ma ananya bhak. Sadureva samantavyaha. That means here Ananya Bhakta. Ananya Bhak means Ananya Bhakta means pure devotion. He is doing the pure devotion. Pure devotion, another name is Ananya Bhakti. So he is doing the Ananya Bhakti and also Durachari. Is possible. So because he got the force that Loka Parampara Jat Śraddhā and he is doing Ananya Bhakti, but he doesn't know what is the good conduct and bad conduct. Because he didn't study the Shastra. So that's why he may be Durachari. But since he is doing the pure devotional service in the association of the devotees, because pure devotional service means you should do, yeah, definitely association of devotees will be there. And when he do that, this kind of this, Kshipram Bhavati Dharmatma, he will be becoming very soon Dharmatma. Kshipram Bhavati Dharmatma. So, Shasha Shantim Nigadhi Gacchati. Kaunteya Pratijanahi Name Bhakta Pranashyati. So since, so anyway, Jiva Goswami himself explained this in the coming series actually in our discussion. He will immediately, so because of that pure devotion, so Kshipra means very soon. Kshipra means very soon. Bhavati Dharmatma. That means he will understand the injunctions of Shastra also. And he will definitely get, because he's doing Ananya Bhakti, Lord will arrange all that means other things. And because Ananyas Chintayanto Mam Yejana Paryupasante Tesham Nityabhiktanam Yogakshemam Vahamyaham. So whatever lacking for them, I am going to carry. Krishna is saying like that. If such a soul is there, and even he is a Durachari because of not knowing the right thing, because he didn't go for the Shastra, but he is having Ananya Bhakti towards the Lord, and because he is having the Purva Anarthas and he might be forced. So, but he doesn't know that is wrong. So, because he didn't go through the Shastra properly. So then, that means Lord is going to say that I am going to give everything, whatever he needs actually. All proper understanding he will give actually. So he will arrange this setup. He will arrange. So that means that Balatkrit Śraddhā will become Swabhavika Śraddhā or Shastriya Śraddhā. That Balatkrit Śraddhā will be turned into Shastriya Śraddhā very soon. That is the meaning of Kshipram Bhavati Dharmatma.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah, Prabhuji, 100%.
Okay. Okay, anyway, so Vikas Prabhu, finally, you have some understanding, lacking in understanding of Shraddha and pure devotion, both are two different things. To establish this, I took the example of, so animal and animals cannot do pure devotion because the qualification is what? Understanding and belief. That is nothing but Shraddha. That is not there. So that's why they are not able to do. Human beings are doing means that is there. So that's why it is nothing but what? It is the function of the intelligence only, Shraddha. It is not the part of practicing the pure devotion. It's clear? Yeah.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I had one question previously which was pending, and now one more question has come. One about animals. If animals are doing the acts which are so-called devotion act, they are not doing consciously. They have to do it. And we human beings see that as devotion, but likely animals are not doing it because they want to do it. They happen to do that. The mosquito is going around the DT. I mean, probably the mosquito is searching for food.
Yes.
That's not conscious. So how is it devotion?
devotion is like a fire.
Fire.
And if, without knowing if you touch, with knowing if you touch, it is going to burn. So animal may not have sambandha gnana. I am the servant of the Lord and Krishna is my supreme personality of Godhead. This kind of sambandha gnana is not there, but still bhakti is possible. So that's why bhakti is all pervasive. Everywhere it can exist. But result also is possible, because if you touch fire with knowledge and without knowledge, no problem. It is going to burn. That is its nature. Like how the fire is having this is also very important point, bro. Nice question. So this is the point I want to discuss also. So anyway, you brought out the question, so it is coming in the context actually. So bhakti is a fire. I want to explain in the rat example also. So like you just rat doesn't know this is the Kartik month and I should offer the lamp to the Lord. That's a wig. So I should offer to the Lord. It doesn't know, but just accidentally it happened. But it is still considered as bhakti activity only, because it's a sakshat bhakti. That is direct devotion. So it's a direct devotion. So devotional activity. Maybe Arab Siddhant, Sangha Siddhant, indirect devotion is not possible by the animals, but direct devotion is possible. Like taking the prasad, taking the prasad is possible by the animals also. Many things like circumambulating the temple is possible by animals also. So the main point is, Prabhu, if we don't know the sambandha gnana, without knowing the sambandha gnana, that means without consciousness, that means I am the servant and he is the Lord. Without knowing that if we do, then that is known as abhasa bhakti. That's a nama bhasa, or otherwise bhakti abhasa. So that is also powerful. It works.
Right. So that there's a second question. Looks like a related answer might come. Plenty of us, including me, have done bhakti, rather rituals of bhakti for decades and decades, without understanding that I am the servant, believing that I can do a lot of things, I can achieve my strength, my competencies. God is there to help us, only asking God for all the benefits. But then rituals have been done, arti, bhajan, clapping, going to temples, mindlessly. So what is that?
Yeah, those are all bhakti sukruti actually. They will lead to sadhu sangha, good sadhu sangha.
Indeed.
So those are all happening. That's why bhakti is fully independent. So that is independent, and so that can happen in anyone's case. Like that rat is in that place, in that time, in that place, because in his long ago, somewhere there is a connection with some sadhu. Maybe it went to some sadhu wherever, that means he walked, and in that path it walked, and then that is kind of sadhu sangha it got, and then it got this sukruti, and that sukruti led to another sukruti. So like that, the jivatma which is away from the Lord, its account begins with some kind of sadhu sangha, beginning of that, maybe the some kind, any kind, and from there it will be chain reaction actually. It can happen multiple times, unknowingly also. Those are all will be going to give result.
Similarly, in the case of us who have performed rituals,
bhakti is so glorious. That's why we have a lot of plus point also, and also a lot of negative point also. Even if you know unknowingly, you don't know he's a sadhu and we should pay obeisances, but you somehow or other unknowingly you did the offense towards him. Maybe you are climbing into the bus. Maybe one devotee is there, and you got unknowingly, maybe you got the less space, or because of some, so dhakka mila se. So then you scolded him, and you don't know that he's a devotee, I should not offend. But offense happened. This account also will be there.
Okay.
Unknowingly or knowingly, offense is also offense, bhakti is also bhakti.
Right.
Anyway, so let me continue my thing. So that's why Bhakti to give its result, Shraddha is not mandatory. But for pure devotion, Shraddha is the qualification. That you should remember. Bhakti to give result, Shraddha is not necessary. Example is rat. So rat example you should take. In the rat example, rat is having any Shraddha? No, but it got the result or not? Next life it became the queen and to practice devotion because of that Bhakti Sukriti. So that's why Shraddha is different from the Bhakti. So Bhakti never dependent on Shraddha. Bhakti to give its result, it never dependent on the Shraddha. But Shraddha is the qualification for the pure devotions to practice pure sadhana bhakti. This is a very important point I want to establish today. And there are several examples in the Shastra I can show to you. Sakrudam parigita, sakrudapi parigitam, Shraddhaya helayava, Bruguvara naramatram, Sakrudapi parigitam, Shraddhaya helayava, Bruguvara naramatram, Tarayet Krishna nama. Skanda Purana Prabhasa Kanda. What he said? Sakrudapi parigitam. Even one time if you chant holy name, Shraddhaya helaya. Shraddha se karo, that means with Shraddha or hela means without Shraddha. That means some sarcastically. Even if you take the holy name sarcastically, maybe someone, so now other than our Krishna consciousness, some other religion person, so he may take the name, hey Ram, 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 like that, just to tease. He may take the name Ram. So that is a hela. That means teasing. To tease Ram is a one person's name. To tease Ram, so he is saying Ram, Ram, like that. Then still that is going to Tarayet, that is going to deliver from the, so Naramatram Tarayet, from this material world. So that's why Bhakti never depends upon Shraddha. So Shraddha is different. Next, we can see one more thing. Satam prasangat mama virya samvido bhavanti hrutkarna rasayana kata tad joshanadashu apavargavartmani Shraddha ratir bhaktir anukramishati. Here it is also said, even one doesn't have, that means Shraddha now, but still before Shraddha also Bhakti is giving its result. So what is said in this sloka? If one is sitting and hearing the pastimes of the Lord, which are very tasteful, that means hrutkarna rasayanaha. That means they are the like a, so very tasteful for the ears. Hrutkarna rasayanaha, that means is a nice rasa. So hrutkarna rasayanaha kataha, pastimes of the Lord of the, or the other ointment also you can take, or otherwise you take it as a rasa. That means pleasing to the ears. So such a pleasing to the ears, these are all. So those, if you hear in the association of the Lord, you will get this Shraddha. That means before getting this Shraddha, you are getting the result of the Bhakti. What is that? Pleasure. That means you are getting the pleasure and sitting and you are hearing. Why you are going and hearing again and again the holy name? Because it is giving the taste. And by doing that, you are getting the Shraddha. So Kapil Muni is saying, that means this Bhakti is giving its result. That means that is a taste, pleasure. It is, Bhakti gives the pleasure. That pleasure is coming before Shraddha also. Means what? The result of the Bhakti never dependent on Shraddha. This is the point. That's why we are giving several examples to say Shraddha is different, Bhakti is different. Shraddha is only qualification for pure devotional service, practicing pure devotional service. For practitioners, sadhakas. Ityadau cha tatah purvatah api tasyaha phaladratritva shravana. That means before arising the Shraddha, Bhakti also gave the result. So what is the proof? This is the 3rd canto, 25th chapter, 25th sloka. Okay. Next, one more thing. Shraddha and Bhakti are different to say. Mriyamano hare nama grunan putropacharitam ajamilopyagadama kimuta shraddhaya grunan. Are Ajamil, तो देखिए, so in Ajamil's case, Mriyamano hare nama grunan putropacharitam. So Ajamil, when the name giving ceremony was happening to his son, at that time he took holy name and he was not having any offenses. So that's why it destroyed all the sins and he got the opportunity to take a holy name. Because of that first holy name, he got the opportunity to take the holy name at the time of death. And because of that, the Vishnu Dutas came. So while death, he took the holy name and Vishnu Dutas came. Is he having any Śraddhā at that time? No, just his son is there and to call him. So he uttered the holy name Narayana. So without taking any Śraddhā, that means if you see in the first case also, first time taking holy name, name giving ceremony, and also at the time of death, all these holy names, whenever he took, there is no Śraddhā towards the Lord. There is no Śraddhā means, so that means Krishna is only Supreme Personality of Godhead, I am the servant of Lord and I have to believe in this. And such a axioms which are given by the Shastra. Is he having any belief in that and took those names? No, no. But still he got the delivery. That means Vishnu Dutas came means Bhagavad Prapti happened. Vishnu Dutas is nothing but Bhagavad Prapti. Bhagavad Prapti happened. So that's what you are understanding here. Without Śraddhā also, Ajamil's case you are seeing. So result of Bhakti. So that's why what it is established. Bhakti is different from the Śraddhā. Okay. Sa Śraddhā. But Śraddhā is needed for the for sadhaka to enter into the pure devotional service. Śraddhā is the function of intelligence. Śraddhā is the function of intelligence. And it is needed actually to enter into the pure devotion. Otherwise, you cannot do the pure devotion. But to give bhakti, to give its result, Śraddhā is not necessary. So that's why from this what we are saying, Tataha na anusthana angatve pravishati. That means Śraddhā is different, bhakti is different. Bhaktischa phalotpadane vidhisapekshapi nasya. So and also this bhakti is one more point. Bhakti is not dependent on Śraddhā to give its result. This is clear from the three examples, from the Skanda Purana, from the Kapila Upakyana, from the Ajamil story. So we established Śraddhā is different from the bhakti. So bhakti is to give its result, it doesn't depend upon Śraddhā. And also bhakti never dependent on the process also. If you do bhakti in any way, it is done. So it is going to give its result. This is an additional point. It's not related to the Śraddhā, but it's just an additional point. So example is that rat, it didn't follow any systematic process to offer the lamb. Oh, now I should do the achaman. Then after that I should do take the lamb in the week. And such a thing it didn't do. But it got the result. Okay. So that means what? Bhakti never dependent also on the process. Vidhi. Vidhi means the prescribed way of doing that. It is not to give its result. It is not depending on that process. Vidhi is an extra point you should remember here. So then Prabhuji, hum log bhi aise hi karenge. Then we will say that you can say, I will also do like rat anything. So whatever I will do, that means I like him. So I don't bathe and I will go to the Archana and I will go for the toilet and do this, passing the stool and directly without bathing and I will go. Because rat is getting and I should also get the result. Vaya. So then the point is coming. So then it will become the seva aparadha in your case. Because you know this is the wrong process, but animal doesn't have intelligence. So it doesn't have any offense. That means mentality, tauratmita. In his heart, there is no wickedness. That means I should not do. That means after knowing if it is doing, then it is known as wickedness. That is not there in that case of rat. So that's why in the rat case, the glory of the bhakti is not stopped. Even offense happened by the rat. But that offense, that means rat is offering already offered lamb. So that is the seva aparadha. But in the rat case, this kind of offense is not going to stop the glory of the bhakti or the result of the bhakti. But in human being case, who knows system is this, and we should follow, but he is not going to do, then it is a seva aparad, then that aparad will stop the Bhakti Maharani to give its result. Samjhe? So that's because we have Dauratmita. So that means offense with consciousness, if you do one result, offense without consciousness, if you do, then another result. But offense is offense. But the result is different. So atah Śraddhām vina kvachit modo api siddhir drishyate. That's why you can see without Śraddha also, in the even the some kind of ignorant people. Like ignorant people means, example I say, there are two drunkards are there. So what happened? These two drunkards, so one time they fully drank, so and went to the temple. It's almost a digested temple. And he went there and they're sitting and they saw some cloth. It's just falling on the floor, on the road. And they brought that cloth and they tied that to a stick. And just, so in that courtyard of the temple, so it's an old temple actually, almost all is about to fall. So in that old temple, they are doing like this, after drinking, just playing like this. They got, because of this, so they did offense, that means they drank and they went to the, they're fully ignorant, completely they are laymen. So they don't know, that means after drinking, I should not go to the temple and I should not do this thing, that thing. And but, so they don't know, but the offense is happened by them. By drinking and going to the temple means is offense. So, but still, they did that hasting of that, that means just hanging that, tying that cloth and just, what is that you say? Just shaking. So by this, they got the result of, what result you know? So like in temple, in front of temple, if you hashed a flag, that means Dwaja Stambam, you will be, flag you will be keeping, na? Like in the Jagannath Puri, flag you can keep. So whatever result we get, so by hasting a flag to the temple, in the temple Dwaja, that result these drunkards got. Because they don't have any Śraddha, and also offense happened, but still result they got. We see this is in the Puranas. This story we see in the Puranas. So that's why from this also we are understanding Bhakti is different from the Śraddha. But Śraddha is necessary. I should always say this because so you should not forget. It is necessary for the entering into Suddha Sadhana Bhakti. Suddha Sadhana Bhakti. Okay, we'll end here today's discussion. We'll discuss tomorrow. So a few more things about this Śraddha. Now we'll take, I'm going a little slow and I have so much is there to cover in Śaranāgatī also. I don't think I can finish within 10 sessions. So we'll do it. Few more sessions we'll add, maybe some 3-4 sessions. Before Gaura Purnima, whatever is over. So, okay. How many days are there? 5 days are there still. Before Gaura Purnima, we'll finish this course. Okay, questions we'll take now, one by one. So, who? Madhuri Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dhan Pranam.
Acha, Mataji. Okay, Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, would you please, Prabhuji, you have already explained the 5 results of offenses. The first is Kutilta, second is Ashuddha. Third one, I didn't listen. And
Okay,
number
Mataji.
2.
Yes, Mataji. I will tell. Okay, I understood.
Yes,
Bhakti
yes,
Nishta
Prabhuji.
Chavaka Vastuvantara Abhinivesha. So, Bhakti, okay, anyone wants to leave, they can leave because, so, further text I will not cover, but the question answers I will cover, but very important things will come definitely. Okay, if you want to stay, you can stay. Or if you want to leave, you can leave. Okay, anyway, so Mataji, third result is Bhakti Nishta Chavaka Vastwantara Abhinivesha. So one will get offenses will lead to the material attraction. Material attraction will lead to the offenses. Vice versa. If we have material attraction, then that will lead to the offenses. Example, so devotees are material attraction means if someone is wealth, actually some devotees have more wealth and someone is suppose some X-man is not having the wealth, devotee is having the wealth, and this X-man is having the attraction for the wealth, and because of that Rajoguna, that is, and he became envious towards the devotee who is having the wealth. And this kind of enviousness towards the devotee is leading to what? Is not only leading to just jealous, but it is offense also. So that's why many examples we can take. Material attraction will lead to the offenses. Offenses will lead to the material attraction. This is the third one. Okay, fourth one you remember?
Prabhuji, the name you said that Bhakti Nishta?
Bhakti Nishta Chavaka.
Chavaka.
Chavaka Vastwantara Abhinivesha.
Bhakti Nishta Chavaka.
Yes, quickly, you can do quickly actually.
Yes, Prabhuji, number 4, Siddhalta and Ahankar. Siddhalta.
Yes, okay. Bhakti Kruta Ahankar. I am the great devotee. I attend Mangalarti every day and I am the best. So such a feeling one will get. This is also because of offenses. Okay.
Ji, thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Then
next, Pradeep Kumar Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavad. Prabhu, I have one question. When you said Śraddhā is necessary for Shuddha Vaidya Bhakti.
Yes.
Now, I just want to ask you, suppose since Jnana and Vairagya are the byproducts of Bhakti, I start at the beginning stage of Bhakti, then I get a bit of Jnana, bit of Vairagya. Then it will have a chain reaction and automatically I'll get into a Shuddha Vaidya Bhakti without getting into a Śraddhā per se. Is it right, Prabhu, on that one?
Initially, some kind of Jnana and Vairagya may help to enter into the Shuddha Vaidya Sadhana Bhakti, but they may help, may not help also. It's not necessary actually, okay? But the basic criteria is what? Must criteria. We should be confirmed, that means Śraddhā, that means so Shuddha Bhakti definition is built on based upon the injunctions of the Shastra, conclusions of the Shastra. So that's why one should get the full faith, that is belief in the conclusions of the Shastra. Then only he can commit and do the Shuddha Vaidya Sadhana Bhakti. So that's why it is a major thing. Not major, it's a must thing actually for Shuddha Vaidya Sadhana Bhakti.
Prabhu, in fact, there is some connection to that. One more question on that. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, those who have unflinching faith on me, the imports of Vedas are automatically revealed into their heart. But now, where is the bhakti here in this case? If the Śraddhā can only get you all Jnana and everything, then it is not connected to bhakti in that stage.
If you are unflinching faith, what you will do?
No, unflinching faith on the Lord. But
that means
mean
unflinching
that
means one doesn't
absolute 100% Śraddhā on the Lord. But then, it is connected with, is it connected with bhakti on that?
So, faith, if you, I'm not understanding your question, Prabhu. What do you want to ask clearly?
Yeah, when we say Śraddhā, okay, Śraddhā is what we say in English term, the word is faith, very closely. Now, Krishna says in Gita that someone who has 100% Śraddhā, the faith on me, unflinching faith without any questions, then the imports of Vedas are automatically revealed into their heart. Now, but when there is no question of bhakti,
what is automatically revealed? Where it is there? That means
I right now I don't remember that shloka of Bhagavad Gita.
Tell me that shloka and also context, and then we will discuss that. Okay.
Okay. Maybe next tomorrow I'll tell you on that.
Yeah, we should go with the numbers and figures, not the some kind of statements.
Yeah.
Deenadaya Mataji.
Pranam Prabhuji. Prabhuji, as you always said, Bhakti is independent, but can we say that Shuddha Bhakti is dependent on Shraddha?
One second, someone is making noise actually. Yes. Deenadaya Mataji, can you ask now?
Yes.
Again, sorry.
Prabhuji, as you always said, Bhakti is independent.
Yes.
So can we say Shuddha Bhakti is dependent on Shraddha?
No. It is a qualification of the person. Shuddha Bhakti is not dependent.
So if
How
person
can you
is
say
not
it's a,
qualified, if person is not qualified, so Shuddha Bhakti is possible?
so to do Shuddha Bhakti, one need this qualification. This is a qualification of person. So Bhakti is completely independent of, Bhakti is completely independent of, so Shraddha, and even if you have Shraddha or not having Shraddha, it will give result.
Okay.
So Bhakti means that Sakshat Bhakti. But Shuddha Bhakti definition, what we made to perform that, Shraddha is necessary. To perform that, you are understanding? Don't make such a statement, Shuddha Bhakti is dependent on Shraddha. That is not. To perform Shuddha Bhakti, the performer need a qualification. It's a qualification of performer.
Okay.
Why you are making the blind statement? When I
I'm
am explaining in
asking,
detail.
that is my question, Prabhu.
This statement we should not make. What we are discussing, we are not saying that Shuddha Bhakti dependent on Shraddha. We are saying that to perform a sadhaka, so Shuddha Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti, he needs a qualification. That is Shraddha. Okay.
Okay.
Lakshmi Narayan Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji, thank you so much for giving me a chance again. Actually, coming back to the earlier Mataji asked the question, you say that Shuddha Bhakti is not dependent upon the Shraddha, but performer's qualification as having Shraddha is required to perform the Shuddha Bhakti. But as we know that the Bhakti has to be performed by a sadhaka, and sadhaka should have the qualification. Shuddha Bhakti has to be performed by sadhaka, and sadhaka needs to have that qualification. That means Shuddha Bhakti should have this dependence on Shraddha. Because if the sadhaka doesn't have Shraddha, he cannot perform Shuddha Bhakti.
So that's sadhaka's point, Prabhu. So example, I want to give one more example. Like example is there, a rich man is there, a rich man. A rich man performs yajna. Okay. For performing yajna, rich man is needed. Why? In performing yajna, you need to purchase a lot of material, dravya.
Yes.
Okay. So for purchasing dravya, one should be rich. But performance of yajna is not dependent on the richness of the, is not having any connection with the richness. So what I want to say, the richness of the performer is not the part of the performing yajna. Okay. So rich man, he may not be rich man. So, but someone may give money to him. Na? Also, he can also perform yajna. But generally we say, so a rich man performs yajna. So similarly here, this Shraddha is the qualification of the performer. Okay, to do the Suddha Sadhana Bhakti.
Prabhuji, I agree with you. Shraddha is a qualification of. Sorry, please.
That doesn't mean that the Suddha Bhakti is dependent on this. It can happen in any another way. Maybe.
But
So that's
why
why.
I'm saying. Why I'm saying so? Shuddha Bhakti means.
Prabhu, it's just a matter of the understanding. If you understood this, just trying to. There is no need of any argumentation also here. The point is bhakti. That means the activities, bhakti activities are independent from the anything. You are understanding with the good heart. You try to understand what I am saying.
Bhakti is independent. I understood.
Yeah. So Shuddha Bhakti is nothing but the series of activities, bhakti activities. Okay. So the Shuddha Bhakti is nothing but the series of activities, bhakti direct activities. So direct activities, they don't dependent on anything to give its result. That I already proved. To performer, any sadhaka to perform, for him this is the qualification I am saying. But the series of bhakti activities, they are independent from this Shraddha.
Okay. So can I repeat
try
what
to
I
understand
understood?
this thin line, Prabhu?
Okay. Can I repeat what I understood, Prabhu?
Yeah.
So bhakti, ordinary word bhakti is independent of Shraddha. That I got it.
Ordinary word means what? Bhakti means direct activity for Krishna to please.
Yeah. No, not Shuddha Bhakti. The without Shuddha.
Prabhu, Shuddha Bhakti definition we made actually for the sadhaka's purpose.
Okay.
Shuddha Bhakti word for the sake of sadhaka, we made it.
Okay.
It is nothing but the series of activities of bhakti.
Okay. Prabhu, really, please don't. I did not understand. That's why I'm again asking. Please don't become angry on me. I did not understand. That's why I came back. Okay, now I understood that Shuddha Bhakti is a series of bhakti activities, and bhakti is independent of Shraddha. But the Shraddha is required in the performer to perform Shuddha Bhakti.
Yes.
If that
it is a qualification for the performer.
It is very subtle, actually, really.
Yeah. So if you make bhakti is dependent on Shraddha, such a Shuddha Bhakti, so that is a very dangerous statement actually.
How?
How? If you say Shuddha Bhakti is dependent on Bhakti, Shuddha Bhakti is not dependent on the Shraddha. Sorry. The Shuddha Bhakti is not at all dependent on the Shraddha. That is a vague statement. That's Mataji said, and that's why I told to her, why you are making this kind of blind statement. So Shraddha is the really a qualification for the performer to perform it. To perform Shuddha Bhakti, it is needed for the performer.
Okay. So we have to keep separate the performer and the bhakti. That's what I understood.
Yeah, if you make bhakti is dependent on Shraddha, Shraddha is nothing but the mental activity, then gone. Our philosophy will go down actually.
Okay.
Then if you make, then only that means bhakti is dependent. If you make bhakti is dependent on some material thing, Shraddha is a material thing, is a function of the intelligence.
Okay.
And if you say bhakti is dependent on this, then our philosophy will gone.
It's very subtle. Thank you, Prabhu.
For bhakti, a performance required.
So next, Suresh Prabhu.
Sorry for asking.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
For doing bhakti, performer is required.
Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I do not have any doubts. I have full understanding, but I would like to put my clear understanding.
Yes.
Prabhuji, Shraddha is the essential driving force for performing pure devotional service. But here Shraddha is essential, but Shraddha alone is not sufficient. After all, we have to do the sadhana with commitment. That is required.
Yeah, sadhana, that is only for performer, like rich man, that his richness is needed to do the karma. but but the richness is not part of the karma.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yajna, whatever.
Actually, without Shraddha, it is very difficult to continue our sadhana for a longer period. In case of grandfather, initially that grandchild is maybe imitating his grandfather, but he cannot continue without having faith. The practical, it is not possible.
No. Wait. Either you are going into another track actually. Wait. Grandfather case also, that example also, he is also having this Śraddhā. You don't say that is not Śraddhā. Śraddhā means full faith in the definition of pure devotion. But that faith is derived from the attraction to the grandfather. That is different faith. And faith is developed from the, in general case, faith is developed from the conclusions. By understanding the conclusions of scriptures, faith is developed. This is different.
Yes, by knowledge, faith
both are faith only. Both are faith only.
But his faith is on grandfather, not on probably in Krishna. His faith is on grandfather.
No. Faith is having the Ananya Bhakti. That's why he's doing the Ananya Bhakti. But that faith is generated from the grandfather, from the respect to the grandfather.
Okay, source is his grandfather. Okay, bro.
That's a Loka Parampara Jata Śraddhā. Loka Parampara Jata means produced from the Loka Parampara. That means from the grandfather, great grandfather. So from that, it is produced.
Yes, Prabhuji. And one more thing is these animals performing bhakti. Actually, Krishna is so merciful that he value both the actions and intentions also. Even when unintentionally does the bhakti, it will also be counted. That happens in the case of animals and these drunken persons also.
Yeah,
that is one thing.
Bhakti activity, yes, bhakti activity can be performed by any kind of species. Even in a virus, bacteria also can perform.
Yes, Prabhuji. One more thing I would like to say, as in the beginning, Lakshmi Narayana Prabhuji raised the one point. Suppose if any unfortunate thing happens, if any, even in the case of self or any family member, very close family member, if terribly falls sick, then we can pray the Lord that will not deviate from the pure devotional platform. Then we can pray the Lord, but our attitude should be, we can pray the Lord for our recovery, so that it will be helpful for our continuing our sadhana. So that kind of attitude we can pray the Lord. That is not a material desire actually. I think this kind of situations will come.
Not that we should not add. So then this is a body, for body maintenance job is also needed. For the job, then we should satisfy
no,
boss.
That is continuing our for uninterrupted devotional service. It is required, na? For continuing our uninterrupted devotional service.
And then I need job, and then I need this, then I need this, then that. If we have dependencies on all those, then there is no Śaranāgatī. It's gone actually.
The intention is for continuing our uninterrupted devotional.
It's not
service.
just intention, Prabhu. So then what is the meaning of definition of Anyabhilasha?
So Prabhuji, for that cases may come. Definitely they may come.
Once again, the whole definition of Anyabhilasha is gone.
So in case of such situation, if we terribly fall sick or may unfortunate any accident happens, at that time can't we pray the Lord for our recovery so that we can continue our service uninterrupted way or smoothly or better way?
Yeah, that is only for that.
Yeah, only for that purpose only, not for anything else.
But you should not extend that. So now, okay, so we will go like this also. For maintaining this body, okay, I can ask for body. Then that means that for that body, I need this and I need money. And for that, I need to satisfy. And I can ask that also. Anyway, everything is meant for Krishna. Then where is the surrenderance actually?
That money that all comes under pure the material, this one only. But
yeah,
this is
so that means it will not show that dependency or faith on the Lord. By going to the another one more step here and there, it will show that our not having the faith.
Okay, just we will leave the result to the God. Whatever be the situation,
should not break the principles of Śaranāgatī. Rakṣayishyati iti visvasaha. So there you should not break. That should not be broken.
Okay, whatever happens, we should leave it to the Krishna's will only.
Yes, Prabhu, thank you very much for your comment. So, Dīnadaya Mataji.
Prabhuji, what does it mean, kutilta, the result of offenses?
Hypocrisy. So that means one will be, Mataji, externally acting as a devotee, but internally there is no respect for the devotees and no respect for the Lord. This is known as kutilata.
Acha. Okay, Prabhu.
Okay. Mukunda Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, when we've been discussing that if somebody is having local faith, and then like grandfather's been doing it, then he's also continuing.
Lokajata parampara Śraddhā.
Yeah. So can we understand it that like Tesham Satat Yuktanam Vaitam Priti Purvakam Dadami Buddhi. So Krishna gives enough intelligence to develop that faith. Can we connect this?
Yeah, he can give all the chances for him. Even if he Loka Parampara Jati Śraddhā, he is doing the Ananya Bhakti, Krishna will protect him and also he will give the opportunities to develop the Swabhavika Śraddhā. Okay. That means Swabhavika Śraddhā means developing Śraddhā from the scriptures is known as Swabhavika Śraddhā. That he will develop.
Okay, there is another point also. Like when we've been discussing that, like Mataji said, the Śraddhā, pure devotional service is dependent of Śraddhā. So in that sense, like if it is dependent on Śraddhā, then it is dependent on Anyavilashita also. Then it is dependent on Anukulena Krishna Anushilanam also. Then it is dependent on other part of the definition of the Śraddhā, pure devotional bhakti also. So that way, since it doesn't complete the definition, so we can understand that it, like, of course, pure devotional service is not dependent on Śraddhā. My understanding is correct?
No, your understanding is not clear to me. You have to explain again.
So, because the question was, like, the bhakti seems to be dependent on Śraddhā. So then my point is, like, if it's dependent on Śraddhā, then other parts of the definition also is dependent on, like Anukulena Krishna Anushilnam, Anyavilashita Shunyam, then bhakti dependent on Anyavilashita Shunyam also. So if it, like what I'm trying to say is, like if it depends on Śraddhā, then it depends on, like these are also the factors it depends on.
How?
So my point is, like we should consider as part of the definition, and being the part of the definition, it doesn't depend on Śraddhā.
Being part of the definition.
Like it's a qualification.
Wait.
Yeah.
That means, yeah, so definition and meanings of those words are helping you to understand. So the definition, whatever is there, and also the meanings of each word are helping you to understand the Shuddha Bhakti. What is Shuddha Bhakti? But those are all not the part of the Shuddha Bhakti, or otherwise the Shuddha Bhakti is the Bhakti activity. After understanding that, what you will do, we'll be doing this series of activities, Shravanam, Kirtanam, and so on, so 24 hours. So those activities are different from this. Okay, that you want to say?
Yeah, that's what I want to say.
Yeah. So that's why definition is also part of the Śraddhā only. Right. Definition and its understanding of the definition
that's what I want
is
to say.
part of the Śraddhā.
Part of the Śraddhā.
Otherwise, Śraddhā is a part of the understanding. You can say like that.
Correct.
So it's after doing all this, so properly understanding, then we perform the activities.
And that is the pure devotional service.
Yeah. So, but to understand this Shuddha Bhakti definition, we need to do association of sadhus.
Right.
We need to read the scriptures. We need to hear the glories of the Lord. Those are all devotional activities only.
Yeah, correct.
But ultimately, we get the understanding. That is Śraddhā actually. And belief. That is Śraddhā. That is mental activity. That is intellectual activity.
Correct.
Okay. This should be very clear for all of us. If this is not clear, then that means complete philosophy will be messed up.
Correct.
Devotional philosophy. Yes. So next is Rameshwari Mata.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes.
So earlier I asked one question, chanting. Chanting is like pure direct devotional service. And then you said that for bhakti, we no need for Śraddhā. So now I'm doing a bhakti activity, chanting, without Śraddhā. Okay, so so now how long can I do like this? No, like I have to enter, no, that entry door should come, no, like then only I can chant in pure chanting I can do, right? So I can go to the Śraddhā. So now bhakti to that Śraddhā entry door, and then pure devotional service. So what needs to be done? Like Shastras I will read, and then develop faith on the Shastra, and then like say I read a book on chanting, which is based on the Shastras, and then I develop faith and then go. This is what it is. No? Now I seem to be little clear after asking.
Yeah. So Suddhana means what? Doing the chanting the holy name with proper understanding and relationship. So I am the servant of the Lord, and you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And with that consciousness, if we do the chant the holy name, that is known as Suddhana. That is possible when you understand the pure devotional service. Yes, in the pure devotional service, what we are doing? We are doing that only, na? I am the servant of the Lord, and He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's why Krishnānuśīlanam is said, and my position is servant, and He is a master, He is an enjoyer, and I am for His enjoyment. So this is everything, the total philosophy, whatever we learn in the Bhagavad Gita, is helping us to enter into the pure devotion. That means it is making us to fit to understand. So of course it is direct devotion, and also it is making us to get the understanding of the definition of pure devotion. That's why so tad joshanad asu apavarga vartmani Śraddhā ratir bhaktir anukramishati. Śraddhā will come, which is nothing but the you understood the point?
Śraddhā will come what?
Śraddhā will come by devotional activities also. That means hearing the Krishna Katha.
Okay.
Yeah. So when we hear Bhagavad Gita, what we are reading Bhagavad Gita? So first chapter in the beginning. So there are three processes of activities are there: Jnana and Karma and Bhakti. So the topmost is the Bhakti. The whole episode we are learning Bhakti is highest glory. So it is, of course, hearing Bhagavad Gita is a devotional activity, but it is developing our Śraddhā or not towards the Shuddha Bhakti.
Yes.
But that Śraddhā is nothing but what? It is the understanding only. Understanding and belief. It is an action of intelligence.
Yeah. Like say, for example, I read a book on chanting. Okay. So chanting in the mood of a servant, like that it is given. Then next day morning I get up, and then I sit and close my eyes and say, now I am a servant of the Lord. So it is more intellectual. I am a servant of the Lord. Then I chant.
No, Mataji.
This is what is confusing me.
Śraddhā means what? Śraddhā means I'm पहले आ गया, वापस आ गया पूरा एकदम. Intellectual massage means what? Trying to establish and trying to digest and understand the definition of pure devotion using the intelligence. Why Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Why not the Krishna? Why not the Shiva and Brahma? So in the first canto, second chapter, 20th, 23rd sloka, we are hearing. So Brahma and Shiva having the Samipya Sambandha. Sorry, what is that? So Sanyoga Sambandha. That means with the modes. But Vishnu is not having this. So such a understanding. It is we are using our intelligence and understanding Vishnu is different from the Brahma and Shiva. And that is helping us to develop faith towards Vishnu. That means faith is nothing but what? Is a function of intelligence. That means, my God, now I तो पूरा वापस आ गई माता जी.
आपको एक और सेशन लेना
It
पड़ेगा.
is confusing because maybe I will
No,
hear
it is
again
confusing for you only.
Yeah, I will hear again.
Okay, someone, Suchandra Prabhu, कुछ तो बोलो यार.
See, Abuji, it is actually very clear. I don't know what is the confusion. Actually, it is
Mataji,
so simple to understand that Śraddhā, right? Śraddhā is qualification of a performer to perform Shuddha Sadhana Vedic Bhakti, actually. But Bhakti is not dependent on anything, actually. And to understand simply, right? Like
Yes.
Śraddhā is nothing but a function of intelligence and not the part of Bhakti at all.
Yes.
Simple.
It is understanding actually. We are hearing the various philosophical axioms. That is also nothing but bhakti. So through that hearing process, we are understanding various philosophical processes, philosophical axioms, and we are establishing in our intelligence through our intelligence. So Shuddha Bhakti means this. That is nothing but this Śraddhā. Okay, Mataji, you have to hear once again. I think it takes.
Yeah. Like, Abuji, to perform one job, right? Like example, if I need to get a job and perform job X, I need to write an aptitude test. That aptitude test is not, that job is not dependent on the aptitude test, but it is a qualification for the worker so that he can do the job. But the actual job is not dependent on the aptitude test.
It is different. It's different.
It's different. It's different actually. The qualification is different and the actual activity is different.
To do 24, Mataji, what is pure devotion? Doing 24 hours direct devotion. For that, you need mental setup. That means you need some kind of understanding about that. So that understanding is nothing but Śraddhā. Understanding is the function of intelligence. क्या समझ नहीं पा रहे आप?
This part is clear, that understanding, that faith is that understanding. That is clear. But what I'm asking is, say sometimes, people will read something, okay, and then they will catch on to it and they will say that, okay, I am doing this. So that sounds very artificial in many cases. So I was confused.
If someone is hearing, Mataji, if someone is hearing about Krishna, so that is daily devotion. That is devotion. Okay. So after, but also it is having some information in that, by using that. That means Krishna, about the Bhagavatam you are hearing on morning classes. That hearing is direct devotion, that activity. But that activity also leading you in your brain.
Yes.
So some kind of intelligence is
that is clear.
So is developing. So you are developing faith towards Krishna or not?
Yes,
that means
definitely.
towards that means I should worship only Krishna. Such a mental setup is coming or not?
Correct. In fact, I used
That
to
is
pray
Śraddhā.
to. Correct. That is clear. What I'm asking.
Okay.
Suppose I take Bhagavatam. Okay. I am reading Bhagavatam. And then, or let us take chanting example only. Chanting book is there. And then in that is one statement has come. Okay. I'm reading that statement. I'm holding on to that statement. Not with Śraddhā, but something is making, it's like a fanatic holding. Okay, now servant. I'm not able to explain this. Yours is clear, like you get the understanding, and that is nothing but the Śraddhā. But here it is not affecting, it is not gone down to it has not touched my heart. But then somehow at a very superficial level, I'm holding on to it and saying, service, this is service, let me sit. Okay, if somebody tells you, Prabhu, now I tell you, you have to chant in the mood of a servant. If I tell you, what you will do? How you will chant?
Mood of servant, I will chant.
What is that? What is that you will do practically? Say you're sitting. So, okay, Śraddhā is an intellectual understanding faith. So you explain what is that faith factor that has gone in that helps you. Like what you will do practically, like in whatever level. Yeah.
That is a Shuddha Bhakti. That is Sadhana Bhakti, Shuddha Sadhana Bhakti. So understanding is different and Shuddha Sadhana Bhakti is different. Okay, Mataji. So enough discussion. So I will take another one. Yeah. SD Manjari. Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Dandavat Pranam.
Pranam.
Thank you, first of all. Prabhuji, I think you and Suchendra Das Prabhu told these two things are different. Like Śraddhā is different and then Shuddha Bhakti is different. However, still they are dependent, no, Prabhu, because still unless you have the probably my question would be silly, but what I feel is that since Rameshwari Mataji was also telling, if I am chanting, if I am doing my chanting, so I know because I had faith, I had Śraddhā, that is why I started chanting. Now, chanting is a different process. Chanting is definitely intellectual process where we have, we recite the name of Lord and then try to remember him. So how can we say they are not dependent?
How can you say they are dependent?
That's what, unless because I have heard, I have analyzed.
For your Prabhu, na Prabhu. Chanting process, chanting activity is fully independent activity. Even a cow also can do that or not.
Yeah, that is correct, Prabhuji.
Even that's why that is independent activity. So that you are doing now, but that is not at all dependent on anyone to give its result also. But for your case, if you want to do, then you need Śraddhā.
That's what. So if I don't have faith, I don't have belief, I cannot do chanting. No problem.
Then no problem. That is for the performer that is needed. Śraddhā is needed. That is a qualification of performer.
So then this statement probably we can say that
why we have to link with that means that's a qualification of the performer, not the activity of the bhakti. That means because we are seeing like offering a lamp. So that means after getting the Śraddhā, okay, example I am taking. After getting the Śraddhā, you are offering a lamp in the Kartik Mass to the Lord. Okay.
Right.
So that offering of the lamp is a devotional activity, and you have Śraddhā, and that's what you are doing. So in the case of rat also, it is doing the offering of the lamp. Okay. So now the point is, and the result also is coming in the case of rat. Right. So that's why the bhakti activity, that is Suddha Sadhana Bhakti, that is different. It will give independently its result, even if one has Śraddhā or not. But Śraddhā is needed for the performer.
Right. Maybe Prabhu can give more examples tomorrow. And you can give more examples, some hands-on, some activity related to this, so that it will be clear to all of us.
Everyone, it is clear.
We understood these are two activities, but still they are dependent. That's what our perception.
Prabhu, Prabhu, I am saying it in a simple भाषा में बोल रहा हूँ मैं अभी और बोल रहे हैं कि इसमें दोनों अलग-अलग हैं भाई. तो क्योंकि प्रभु, so example वो activity rat के केस में हो रहा है या नहीं, lamp offering.
Yes.
तो उसका result आ रहा है या नहीं? rat के पास कौन सा श्रद्धा है बोलिए? What Śraddhā rat is having?
Yeah, it is so simple. With faith or without faith, bhakti will give result. That itself says bhakti is not dependent on faith. It's simple. With faith or without faith, bhakti will give result. That's why bhakti is not dependent on faith. Simple.
No, but that is not Shuddha Bhakti, na Prabhu. With faith or without faith.
Prabhu, Shuddha Bhakti is nothing but what? Series of actions only we do, na?
Okay.
Bhakti activities.
Okay, Prabhu.
Bhakti, Shuddha Bhakti means what? So you will be doing activities 24 hours. Those right. Each and every activity is independent activity and it can give result. Even if one you established taking the one thing. So without Śraddhā also one activity is giving result. That means other activities also will give. So your Shuddha Bhakti means as a performer, Shuddha Bhakti means what? You'll be doing a series of activities. Those are all independent activities than the Śraddhā. Because in one case you are already established.
Okay. So this rat example is convincing, Prabhu. No issue about that. It's clear to me also, but still I thought since it's probably dependent, but it's fine. Thank you very much, Prabhu. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Okay, Prabhu. Thank you. Sorry. So Pinky Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Okay. What I understand, I want to explain you that bhakti means marital status, right? And you are trying to get engaged, trying to engage, that means you are trying to get Shraddha. And when you engage, then you are in Shraddha, right? I can tell this?
I didn't get. I want more explanation.
Okay. I'm saying that bhakti means you are in marital status with Krishna.
Marital status with
Krishna, marital status with Krishna.
What is that marital status? Marriage.
Yeah, like you
No,
are completely
relationship.
involved. Yeah,
Relationship.
relation. Yeah.
Acha.
Yeah, completely you are relation with Krishna. And you are getting engaged with the Krishna. That means you are trying to get faith in Krishna.
Completely
right?
you are engaged towards him actually, fully, 24 hours. So you're directly engaged in his, no others, no serving others.
Yeah. So that is right?
Yeah, good. Okay, carry on.
Yeah.
Next. Next, what is your question, Mataji? Mataji, Pinky Mataji. चली गई. Okay.
Yeah, here I am here, Prabhuji. So Shraddha needs more abhyasa and practice, right? And bhakti means it's automatic fire from your tattva, from your inside, right? Direct.
Mataji, I am not able to understand your analogy. Sorry, actually, I'm really. So let me explain.
No problem.
And let me explain one thing. Dekhi. So this is the person. Everyone, please see. This is the person, and he got the Śraddhā. So that means full faith in the definition. That means definition of the pure devotion. So by having this, what he will do? So 24 hours. That means this is the 24 hours. He will be doing the direct devotional activities. Shravanam, Kirtan, Vishnu, Swarana, Pasavana, Archana, Vandana, Dasa, Sakya, like this. Somehow activities he keep on direct devotional activities. These are all what? Direct devotional activities he does. Śraddhā is just what? It is the function of intelligence. Okay, Śraddhā is function of intelligence. And since he have this Śraddhā, what is the outcome of this? What is the outcome of this Śraddhā? He is engaging his body, mind, intelligence. Manasa, Vacha, Karmana. Body, speech, and mind. So into the direct devotional activities. Performing direct devotional activities is the, so he is performing these activities since he is having this kind of Śraddhā. So, but we are establishing each activity, whatever is the 24 hours means is doing several activities. Each activity, each devotional activity, this activity is direct devotional activity. Each direct devotional activity that is Shravanam, you can take Kirtanam, Maradhara, Vishnu Smaranam. These all activities are direct devotional activities. These activities are independent. They are independent. They are independent in way, in performance, also in giving result. So this chanting, Shravanam or Kirtanam, these activities only possible with the person who is having Śraddhā. Only in his case only this is possible. No, even a small rat also can do the archanam. That means offering the lamp. This is a rat. Rat also is doing the archanam. And Ajamil also chanted the holy name. Who doesn't have any Śraddhā? Narayan. And also he heard the Shravanam. So that means these activities, even one doesn't have Śraddhā. So in his case also, these are all possible. And also result also. Is it the case that only the who is having the Śraddhā, in their case only this activity is giving result? Shravanam? No. Rat also did the archanam. That means offering the lamp. And it got the result. Even Ajamil case also, he did the Shravanam and Kirtanam. He got the result. That means the result of this bhakti activity is not dependent on Śraddhā. Okay? And also it is independently existing. It's not that the wherever Śraddhā, there only this bhakti activity. Is it like that? Now you understood?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Manjare Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu. It's clear. It's clear now. It's clear.
Rajeshwari Mata?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, this is clear. I'll tell you. I'll hear again and I'll tell you.
My God.
I mean, this is clear, but I'm thinking somewhere, some other track. I will tell
Okay,
you.
no problem. No problem.
Yeah, yeah. Prabhu,
Okay.
if you can, sorry to interrupt. Difference something being independent and something, when you say independent, what it means, and qualification, what it means, and can you give some Sanskrit word or Hindi word for that so that it becomes easy? Otherwise, in English word, not very clear.
Śraddhā is the qualification for the performer. To do
Qualification English, that
performer. It's not the qualification for the bhakti.
So Mataji is asking what is the Sanskrit for qualification? I think it is Yogata, right? Prabhuji? Yeah, Arhata.
Arhata. And for independent, what is the word?
Bhakti is independent, Swatantra.
Swatantra
Yes.
Arhata. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yugala? Divyanitaya Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Prabhuji, bhakti is independent, like rat is getting mercy, then so many devotees are performing various kind of devotional activities. Why they are not getting results?
Why not? Who said they are not getting results?
How do we see the results?
Prabhu, results are coming.
How do we see?
What? How do we?
How can we see that?
You can feel it.
How?
How? How you will feel the taste of laddu?
I myself will feel.
Like that. You should yourself. You should feel. Because Prabhu, now we are chanting the holy name. Yes, we are getting the result of the bhakti because we are again and again chanting. That is also result. If we don't get the result of the bhakti, that means bhakti is not going to give any pleasure. That is the result of the bhakti or not? Giving pleasure. So if that is not there, then will you chant again, second time? So because we are not pure devotees, you said, na, in the case of pure devotees, how can you say? So we are getting the result. So pure devotees means they don't understand they are not pure devotees means they didn't understand the strength of the injunctions of the Shastra. So but they are doing means what? they have some kind of result they are getting. So, but still they are continuing some kind of bhakti activities. They are continue. Means some ruchi they are getting. They are getting ruchi means result is coming. So that's why I said satam prasangat mama virya samyedo bhavanti utkarna rasayana. So this is the thing. Before getting the Śraddhā, we are getting the result of the bhakti. So that is nothing but pleasure. So that's why we are hearing. So since in our case also, we are discussing Śraddhā, you are getting some pleasure. That's why you are here. That means bhakti is giving the result. Okay. Next. Okay, I think everyone's question is over. Suresh Prabhu, you have something? Okay, thank you. So, thank you very much for all of you. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyo vacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Anant Kodi Vaishnava Bhaktivinoda ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanand.